Now, today's topic is database connectivity.
If you like my video, please subscribe my channel, click on bell button, share and comment your doubts and like this video.
With Python. Through the Python, how to connect with the database. That is MySQL. So with the Python, we can connect to MySQL. So to do this, first of all, we need to install Python. Once the Python has been installed, then we need to install the MySQL. Once the SQL has installed, you need to check whether the connector is installed or not. So here, go to command prompt and you can check whether the connector is installed or not. So simply you can write pip install Python connector. So it is going to be installed the Python connector, because here already I have installed this. So it is telling that that is the previous version, it is 21.2, but the new version it has available 21.3. So if you want to update, you can do this, that is -m pip install upgrade pip. This command you can write it, but right now we will do the connectivity. Later we can do it. So whenever you want to do the connectivity, that is database connectivity, so that is MySQL. So here we need to check 3 points. That is, first one is we need to import MySQL connector. The second one is we need to establish the connection. We need to establish the connection. To establish the connection, we have a method called connect. We'll have a method called connect. Then the third one is we need to create a cursor object. We need to create a cursor object. The fourth one is with the help of this cursor object, with the cursor object, we need to execute query. These are the 4 steps you need to remember whenever you want the connection, database connection. Whenever you want to establish, we need to remember these 4 steps. So the first one is, this is just now we have seen, we have installed the connector, MySQL connector. Then after installing, establish. How to establish this one? So that is the second point, how to establish. So here we need to follow, that is MySQL dot connector dot connect method is there. So this connector, using this connector, the connect method, with the help of the connect method, we need to write the host name. So this is a standard alone. So local host we can write, or otherwise if it is on a server, you write down the host name. So here we can write local host, and next you write down here password, username. Then here you write down username, so separate with a comma, then username. Default here you will have root only, but we can change also manually also, you can do it. That means you can change. Then password. So while installing MySQL, it will ask you, it is going to be asking you to create a password. That password you need to give. So here I have given Priya, and once if we'll give the password, we need to create, or we can establish our connection. Once the connection has been established, then you can create the database, then you can create whatever you want to create, tables or update. So this is the procedure to connect. So let me check here whether the connection is going to be established or not. So here take one new file, and we need to import. The first step is to import MySQL connector. So import MySQL dot connector. Then after this, the first step over. Now here MySQL dot connector dot connection. So here I need to give host. So I'm giving host as localhost, and username is equal to root, then password is equal to Priya. That's it. So let me check here. So here the connection has been established, but how to see? So to see here, you take one connector object. So CO I have taken, and here we will print this CO. That is connector object I'm going to print here. Let me check here. So I'm writing here database connection dot py. Now let me check here whether the database has been established or not. Yes, it has been established. This is the reference. Okay, now connection has been established, but to use this connection we need to create the object. So this I'm going to comment this, and here I'm going to create the cursor. So here I'll create my cursor is equal to my database. Here my database connection is CO. So CO dot cursor. So this is the object of my cursor. So I'll write here, instead of my cursor, I'll write cursor object only. Cursor OB. Okay. So now with the help of this, I need to execute the SQL command. So here to execute this is my cursor object dot execute. You need to write it. So here we can write the SQL query. So what SQL query we will write first? Whether we will see what databases are present. So to see the database, here we have a command called show databases. So once the databases has been displaying, we can know that what databases are present. But here we may have more than one. So whenever we will have more than one data in Python, we will use to display for loop. So here I'll take here db in cursor object. So from this cursor object, I am retrieving all the databases one after the other in db variable. Now I am going to print here this db. db is my own variable, that is for loop. So let me run this one. I'll check whether the databases are present or not. So these many databases are present in our MySQL. Here we have established the connection. Then we have created one cursor object. With the help of this cursor object, we have executed the query. Once the database has been retrieved, we know that here these many are there. So you can create your own database, or otherwise you can use the same database. So I want to use a different database. That means I want to create a database. To create the database, just you need to write instead of this. So here I'm going to comment this one here up to here. So here I will write here I'll write display or displaying databases. Okay, now here cursor has been created. Using this cursor object only, we can create the database. So right here, execute, create database name. So what you can give it. So here I am giving books. Books is my database name. Then once it has been created, now once the database has been created, I have created the database. But what I should do once the database has been created? First we will see whether it is going to be created or not. Whether it is going to be created or not, we will see. Then we will create the tables in that. Okay, now here I will save this, and here I'm going to write. Okay, I will execute this later. I'm going to execute this only whether this books database has been created or not. So here it is executed. So let me write here creating database. Okay, now here I'm going to commenting this. I'm going to uncommenting the previous one to check whether the databases the books database has been created or not. So let me now see here, books has been displayed here. That means my database has been created. So here, using the database, CRUD operations we need to do. That means creating, reading, updating, and deleting. So now I have created the database. Now I want to enter data in this. How to enter? Sorry, we need to create the table first of all. To create the table, here these many databases are present. In these databases, in which database you want to create the table? So I want to create the table in this books database. So what we need to do here, I'm going to make a comment, and this I'm going to copy, and I will write here, I'll paste here, and here I need to add the database name. So database is equal to, we need to write the database name, that is books. After this, you create the object we have created, but I am not going to use this. I will write here again. So here cursor object is equal to co dot cursor. So here object has been created. Using this object dot execute, to create the table, we have command in SQL create table name, that is in books. I need to enter some kids books. So kids books is my table name. So I don't want to write kids. I want to write kids book. So here I need to write column name. So books ID. So that is int of 5 and books name varchar. Varchar is the combinations of alphanumeric. Both it accepts. Integer means only numbers it will accept. So here I am taking 20. Books ID and book name, and we can write here book price. So this also I'll take int only, like 8 I'm taking. So this is my table creation query. So after creating this, here you can use the primary key also for this. So if you want to use the primary key, just you write down here not null primary key. Okay, so it is not going to be the book ID, it should not be null. So after this, now we have created the query. After this, we need to execute. Okay, it is executed directly. I have executed. Okay, no issues. So let me save this and execute. Unterminated string literally 18. So let me check here. Where is unterminated? Yes, here this I need to close here, then I need to close. Now see, table has been created. So how to check this? Let me go MySQL. So here I have MySQL command line and I'm writing the password, and here I'm using the books and here show tables. Now see, kids books has been created. Just now I have created here. So through the Python program, I have created the table. Yes. So here creation has been completed. Now after this, we will see how to insert data in the existing table. So insertion. Okay. In this insertion, we will see. So already the cursor has been there. Okay. This I need to copy because I have commented this one. So I'm going to copying this again. I will write here. If it is on the top, no need to write again and again, but I have commented. So here I'm taking. So here we need to execute. Here you take one query. Okay, is equal to, write down here, insert into table name. What is my table name? Kids books. And here you write down what are the BID, comma, B name, comma, B price. So these are the columns present in our table. Now write down here values. So here BID, book ID is integer, and this is varchar, and this we need to give the price also. So here I am giving 3 percentiles we need to give, and a string yes we need to represent. Put a comma again yes. So how many columns are there? That many percentiles, and yes we need to write it. So once it has been written, my query is ready. So with the help of the cursor, we need to execute. So here I have given the syntax, but for this we need to pass the value. So here I am passing the value, that is value is equal to, let me write the book number is 010 and name is string. So within a quotations we need to write. So let me write kids ABC and price is 2000. So here data is also ready, query is also ready. Now I want to execute. To execute, take the object of our cursor, dot, execute, you write down execute method and pass here this query as well as this value. So here execute, query and this. So here let me save this and browse it. I mean run this one. So here this also executed. Let me check here whether select star from kids books. Okay, here it has not entered here. That means once the data has been entered, this database, where is my database connection? This is my database connection. We need to save this. To save this, we need to write the commit statement. Now, let me browse now, we will check. So where is my, now see, 101 kids ABC 2000 has been entered. So whenever we are doing the insertion and updation deletion, we need to write the commit statement to save that data. So here I have created one. So here we can write, this is one method and here we will have execute one, you can write. But I want to execute more than one record. What should I do? So here I'm going to comment here from here. And this I'm going to copy from up to here for the multiple records. So here for multiple records, we need to write in a list. Insert the list and here I'm going to put a comma, again open 102. It is a primary key, so it won't take 101 again. So I'm taking 2 here and here I'm taking 3 and the name I'm going to change here XYZ and here I'm going to write hello child. So this is around 5000. So 2 records, more than 2 also you can write it. So when here we have more than one, we should not write this one. Even if you write the execute method also, it won't execute. You need to write many. Now let me run this program and we will check. Okay, so it is executed. We will see whether both records have been entered. Yes, it has been entered. 2 and 3 also entered. Now here we have completed the insertion and also creation. The CRUD operations has been completed too. That is, we have created the table through the Python program and we have inserted. Now how to retrieve the data? How to retrieve the data? How to retrieve the data means we need to see the data. To see the data, that is in MySQL, we will have a command that is called select star from table name. Same thing we can write here also. So here I'm going to write, I'm commenting here, and here I'm going to write, already MySQL is there, I mean cursor is there. So here I'm going to, cursor we have already created, so the same cursor I'm using, that is cursor object dot execute write down here, select star from kids books. Okay, so here we have written, but here if you have only one record, it is going to be retrieved, but here we'll have more than one record. So more than one record means all records it should display. So for that we need to write cursor object dot fetch all, and here we need to write this in a variable. So here I am writing result1. All the records are going to be retrieving and storing in a result variable. So here I am going to print this result1. Now here it is going to be printing the result, but even though in this result we'll have more than one record, so to that situation we can use for I in result1, and here you write down I value, so that will be easy. Okay, so save this and execute here. Okay, here the indentation is wrong, so this is a for loop, so here we need to write it. Now see, all the 4 records has been retrieved. So here instead of all, I want only one. So select, you can write select star from file table name where book ID is equal to 102. So only I want to retrieve. So here I'm going to comment this one, and I'm going to copy the same thing, and I'll write here instead of all I will write 1. Now let me see, only one record has been retrieved. Now this is reading also completed, created, inserted, reading. Now we will see the update, how to update our data in the database. Import the connector, establish the connection, then create the cursor object. The same thing, only the execution part it is going to be changing. So here let me write okay. So here updation, so let me write here the same thing, we can write it. Already the cursor is there, so with the help of this cursor only I am going to I'll create one query, or I'll write q is equal to update file name set book name, this is my table column name, is equal to, I want to write here children. Okay, where I want to update this, so here we need to write. So here already we have retrieved the data, no? From there we will take the help of that, and so here XYZ is there. Instead of XYZ children, I will write. That is 102. So BID is equal to 102. Wherever the 102 is there, I need to change the name like children. See here it is showing some error. So I'm changing the double quotations into a single quotation, because inside the double quotation, again double quotations means that is not giving a proper syntax, it is overlapping, so it is giving an error. So I have converted into a single quotations. Now query has been written, I want to execute this. So what is my cursor name? Cursor object dot execute. I need to write this variable name where this query has been written, and then we need to comment this. To comment, I need to take the database name and write down commit here. Then here we need to see whether it is updated or not. Just you write down here print updated successfully. So we can write like this to know whether it is updated or not. Let me check here. Unexpected index. Okay. Python always we need to follow the, so it is updated. Let me check whether it is updated or not. Yes, it is updated. Okay, now created, inserted, updated. Now we will delete the data. So here to delete the data or to update also, we can do that. Same thing, like user can give the data, like that also we can do. Let me check first how to delete that. So for deletion also, I'm commenting this one, so you can take later this. So here for delete, so here the same thing we can take it, that is the user, I mean cursor variable, import the connectivity and establish the connection, create the cursor. Then I'm going to create q is equal to delete from kids books. So delete from kids books, if you are not giving anything, all the records are going to be deleted, but we don't want to delete like that. I want to delete only one record. So which record I want to delete? Kids ABC I want to delete. So let me write where BID is equal to 101. So this is my criteria. So this criteria I want to execute. So my cursor name is cursor ob dot execute this queue. Then commit it. co dot commit. So I have committed. Whether it is deleted or not also you can see. Just you write down here print, and it is deleted record, you can write it. And here after all these commands whatever we are doing, I told you we need to close this. So whatever the connection is there, no, with that we need to close the file. So here c cursor.obj dot close, you can write it. Now let me check whether it is deleted or not. So deleted record. Let me check here. See, only 2 records are there. Kids ABC has been deleted. So here we did creating, inserting, deleting, updating. So CRUD operations has been done using the database. So hope you understood this topic. We'll continue next topic in the next video. Thank you.